talked about or discussed with these guys is because this guy won 1 ring or won 2 rings or won, like, it's just weird to me. It's like saying Peyton Manning.
LeBron, to me, is top 2 all time. Now, if you disagree, you disagree. Where I get annoyed is when somebody's acting like I'm hating or disrespecting because I got them too. The NBA started in 1947.
Welcome back to NBA, where today's segment centers on a striking forecast shared by Stephen A. Smith. According to him, a legendary figure stepping back into sports television could send shockwaves to the entire NBA world. Michael Jordan's anticipated return to basketball media may not just spark conversation. It could completely change how the league is discussed. And if there is one current superstar likely to feel the pressure first, many believe it could be LeBron James. Stephen A. hints that Jordan will speak freely, challenge behavior he believes harms the game, and refuse to soften his opinions. This is shaping up to be a moment fans, players, and executives will all be watching closely. Stay locked in, because this discussion is just getting started. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a major breakdown or update. Stephen A. Smith opens his commentary with a firm and confident outlook. He predicts that when Michael Jordan steps back into the NBA spotlight for the 2025-26 season, viewers will hear a level of straightforward truth that has largely disappeared from modern sports media. There is clear excitement in Stephen A.'s voice, but also a sense that this moment has been a long time coming. Jordan, in his view, will speak openly and directly, without worrying about public reactions, player approval, or corporate comfort. That honesty, Stephen A. suggests, will immediately set Jordan apart from many current analysts. It signals a return to commentary driven by principles rather than presentation. This moment carries real weight. Over the last several years, basketball coverage has become more measured and carefully framed. Many commentators choose their words cautiously. Networks often avoid sensitive topics, and public reaction can quickly escalate online. In this environment, bold opinions are frequently softened or avoided altogether. Jordan's presence could disrupt that pattern completely. He has never been known for holding back or reshaping his message to fit trends. His career was defined by direct action, relentless standards, and results that spoke for themselves. Because of that, his return feels less like a media move and more like a shift in tone across the league. Stephen A. believes Jordan will closely examine today's playing styles, question accepted habits, and challenge expectations that have gone untested for years. He will likely compare today's stars to the demanding benchmarks that shaped his own era. And because Jordan's legacy is built on consistency, discipline, and championship success, his words will carry weight that few can ignore. This won't sound like casual talk. It will feel more like a veteran leader stepping back into the room to demand focus and effort. That sense of urgency could ripple across the league, especially among players who have defined the modern NBA.
He's going to be brutally honest. Oh, I can show you that.
Stephen A. Smith makes his stance unmistakably clear. In his view, the Michael Jordan returning to the public stage for the 2025-26 season will be direct, unfiltered, and unwilling to soften his message. This is not a version shaped by trends or public relations. Stephen A. emphasizes that Jordan's personality has never aligned with restraint, and there is no reason to expect that to change now. He suggests that what audiences will hear is honesty in its purest form, delivered without hesitation or concern for approval. Expanding on that point, Stephen A. explains that today's media environment often encourages careful language. Even the most famous voices are guided by advisors, contract, and brand considerations. Opinions are weighed, adjusted, and sometimes avoided altogether. Jordan, however, was never molded by that system. From his competitive beginnings to his years at the top of the NBA, he was known for speaking plainly and demanding excellence. Stephen A. frames Jordan's return as a clear break from modern sports commentary norms. This is not about entertainment value alone, but about restoring substance to the conversation. According to Stephen A., Jordan's presence could shift discussions back toward the core principles of the game. Topics like discipline, preparation, responsibility, and effort may take center stage again. Instead of chasing headlines or viral moments, the focus could return to how basketball is truly played and understood. Numbers will still matter, but they will come with explanation. Team-building trends may be questioned, and surface-level branding could be challenged. Players who rely heavily on image may face sharper evaluations from someone who built his reputation on performance, not presentation. For LeBron James, whose career has unfolded alongside business ventures, media influence, and broader cultural impact, that spotlight could feel intense. Stephen A. makes it clear that any criticism would not be personal. Rather, it would come from Jordan's perspective on how the sport should look, feel, and be respected. The comparison is less about individuals and more about eras, values, and expectations. Stephen A. describes this moment as one many have quietly expected, but few fully prepared for. What gives this moment its weight, Stephen A. argues, is credibility. Jordan is not speaking from theory or trend analysis. He is speaking from experience, championships, and a career that shaped the league's history. That kind of perspective carries authority that statistics alone cannot replace. For longtime supporters of Jordan's legacy, this return feels overdue. For others invested in the modern NBA narrative, it may prompt reflection. Either way, Stephen A. believes this will be more than a look back at the past. It could signal a turning point in how the game, and those who play it, are judged moving forward.
When talking basketball, he is as candid as it gets.
Stephen A. Smith then places himself squarely into the unfolding narrative. He openly states that if Michael Jordan never hesitates or pulls his punches, he will be the one to magnify that moment and push the conversation forward. This is a striking declaration, one that reshapes Stephen A.'s role from neutral commentator to active defender of blunt truth. He is not positioning himself as a referee between opinions, but as someone determined to make sure honesty is heard and not diluted. In his view, this moment demands amplification, not moderation. Stephen A. makes it clear that future discussions will no longer hide behind vague language or carefully padded criticism. The guiding idea is simple and firm. If Jordan believes the game has lost its edge, its discipline, or its competitive fire, he will say so openly. And Stephen A. promises to stand beside that message, even if it makes broadcasters or executives uncomfortable. This is a pledge to protect directness in a media environment that often avoids it. According to Stephen A., truth should not depend on corporate comfort. For LeBron James and the media networks that often frame his legacy, this shift carries deeper implications. Jordan's impact will not come only from what he says, but from who reinforces his message. Stephen A.'s backing ensures that Jordan's words will not fade into a single news cycle. Instead, they will echo across platforms and discussions, forcing responses rather than silence. In an industry filled with repeated opinions and closed loops, this partnership guarantees something louder and harder to ignore. LeBron's career has long been defined by flexibility, teamwork, and a strong understanding of modern media. He has mastered how narratives are shaped, refined, and sustained over time. Jordan's return, especially with Stephen A. acting as a megaphone, challenges that carefully structured approach. This dynamic introduces a form of evaluation that does not rely on slogans, trending clips, or polished messaging. It centers on experience, standards, and direct judgment, without concern for public reaction. That is why the idea that LeBron may feel the impact first carries weight. Jordan has always spoken plainly, but now his voice comes with an added force. With Stephen A. providing an open platform and refusing to soften the message, the scrutiny becomes sharper and more intense. For those who believe the sport has drifted away from hard truths, this moment feels overdue and necessary. For those accustomed to gentle coverage and player-friendly narratives, the message is clear. This is not a tribute tour or a look back at history. It is a moment of reckoning. And with Stephen firmly in Jordan's corner, the spotlight will be brighter and more unforgiving than many expect.